50% of all marriages end in divorce, but there's arrogant entrepreneurs out there thinking that their employees are going to stay forever. Sorry to break your hearts right now, but the average length of stay for an employee in 2019 is 2.3 years. So you better have an absolute HR machine behind you. So you can A, extend that 2.3 years, and B, not be susceptible if somebody does leave.
I can see the whole wide world with these two eyes, and I can be whoever I want to be, 'cause it's my life.
Now I'm going to real break some hearts here. That employees will stay forever. That employees will stay forever. There's your myth, that employees will stay forever. 50% of all marriages end in divorce, but there's arrogant entrepreneurs out there thinking that their employees are going to stay forever. Sorry to break your hearts right now, but the average length of stay for an employee in 2019 is 2.3 years. So you better have an absolute HR machine behind you. So you can A, extend that 2.3 years, and B, not be susceptible if somebody does leave. Okay. The other one is that employees will always be happy with you. That employees will always be happy with you. Progress without friction is fiction. It's a lyrical miracle. I ripped it off from somebody. But progress without friction is fiction. They are not always going to be happy with you. Another one is that people tell the truth on resumes. Oh, I love that one. People tell the truth on resumes. That employees value their rate of pay the most. Doesn't matter if you're a jerk, if I pay them the most, they're going to stay. That's not really going to work out so well for you either. The other one is the number of people you need to interview to make a good hire. Most people, their first hire is going to be a friend of a friend who got recommended to them, and they did 8 interviews, and they're going to try to hire someone from those 8 interviews right now. I'm going to tell you a number that's going to blow your mind, that I don't want to hire anybody until I've seen 100 people. I'll show you how I do that.
In person?
100 people in person. I'll show you how I do that. That's coming up in section 8. That skill is as important as attitude or your adversity quotient. Now, a lot of people, probably no one in this room is, or maybe only 1 or 2 people have heard the term adversity quotient before. Anyone ever heard that term? Everyone's heard attitude over skill. I'm sure you've heard that, but adversity quotient. So, Chris, I'll give you 2 garage door installers.
Cool.
You got 1 garage door installer, he's got 20 years experience. He knows, everything that you know. And I give you another guy, he's only got a year experience, okay? He's serviceable, he can go out, but he has questions, he'll make a mistake once in a while. The guy with 20 years experience, the minute it gets cold, the minute a part doesn't come in, he's gonna go home. But the guy with 1 year, he'll stay out there when it's minus 30, he'll figure it out, he'll run to the parts store himself, he'll get it. Which one are you gonna hire?
So the former, we call them door divas. They are guys that have been in the business for a long time, and they think they know everything. And not only that, they know more than you, and blah blah blah. And the other one is we call them greens. They're green to it. I will take the green guy every time. Every time.
That your employees' desires will always align with the business goals. As entrepreneurs, you're going to shift, you're going to determine different directions, and you're coming in super motivated on a Monday, and you got this plan worked out on where we're going, we're going to grow this business. Meanwhile, your employees sitting there, and they were fighting with their spouse on the weekend, and their kid was up all night, and they could care less what's happening at work today, but today this was the biggest day in your business career. So your employees' values won't always align with the business is. That employees only need to be told values and objective once to be effective. They only need to be told values once to be effective. If anyone's been in our office, we have whiteboards, and what's written at the top of every one of our whiteboards?
Helping Canadian business beat the odds.
Every single time, every single day, we bring it up all the time. We have meetings every morning, we have meetings every week, we bring it up all the time. You have to repeat it over and over. If you have a strategy, if you have a vision, to you it's real. It's in your head all the time. To your employees, they heard it once at one staff meeting a year ago and they completely forgot about it. Don't be that employer, okay? That you can get employees to do what you won't. I want you to be there at 8 a.m. and I'm gonna roll in at about 9:30. How long do you think that's going to last? It's not going to last very long. That price is the number one consideration in your customer's buying decision. Chris, have you ever gotten a job where you weren't the cheapest?
Oh man! So my record for not being the cheapest is $1,000. I was $1,000 over what another person was quoting, and I still got that job. Reason being is because of my experience. That guy was hiring someone off Kijiji. He was going to put the door in and he actually had a spare one, so he wasn't even going to charge for the door. And blah blah blah. The thing is, he was going to install the same exact door that the customer currently had. And I looked at him, I was like, you sure? Because that door was rusted completely, it was falling apart. And I'm like, so you're gonna make the same mistake twice. And that customer respected what I had to say. I gave him my price, and he went with me because he saw the knowledge and the experience that I would have brought to the table. He knew when I put that door in, it was gonna stay in for a very long time, and was guaranteed to do so.
I get huge pushback on this when I'm doing business plans sometimes, and unfortunately the answer is ruffles a bit of feathers. I have to be the cheapest. I was like, you only have to be the cheapest because your value proposition and your presentation sucked. That's why you have to be the cheapest. So, and if anyone doesn't believe me, I'm going to do a little bit of an experiment here. Who drove here today? Who got in a car and drove here today? Who drove here today in a Nissan Versa? Nissan Versa is ranked year after year after year as one of the top 5 lowest cost of ownership vehicles, and not a single one of you bought them because they're ugly and they suck and nobody wants to drive them. Hold up your phones. Everyone hold up your phones. I want to see your phones. I don't see a single Nokia gas store phone that I can get for 20 bucks, but that's the cheapest. But every one of you are running around in your business saying, I can't get work unless I'm the cheapest. Well, yeah, if you're the Nokia gas station phone, maybe that you can't get work unless you're the cheapest. You have to build that value into your service, product or service.
A lot can be said for that. Like, people are willing to give you more money, so long as they understand what that money is going towards. And it's your job to tell them that. That is the biggest biggest advice I can give to anyone here. They want to give you that. They will give you that money, so long as they're going to get the value out of it.
Minimizing expenses will help you win at business. Like, keep in mind, I'm a CPA telling you this right now. That minimizing expenses will help you win at business is a myth. Minimizing expenses to win is an employee kind of mindset. Okay, because when you're an employee, you get a relatively fixed salary. Maybe you work a couple more hours, but there's nothing much more you can do. If you want to win in your personal financial picture, you minimize expenses and save the most. In business, is your revenue fixed, Chris?
No.
Can you earn twice as much next month?
Probably, yeah.
So we can change that number, minimizing expenses. Often we have to buy back time, and we have to buy systems that provide us more customers. Okay. That perfectionists win at business. That perfectionists win at business. I love that. People come in and tell me I'm a perfectionist. When people tell me that I'm a perfectionist, I hear this. I hear, you don't hit deadlines and you don't complete projects. That's what I hear. You got to get it done. Done is better than perfect every single time. That your customers will come just because your product or service were good. Chris was a second-generation garage door installer. He was the best in the city. And when you open up your business, did anybody come?
No. Again, the same example I said before. No one knows that. I know many people who are excellent at their jobs. Matt, for example, is amazing at what he does. Kevin at Halo Power has done my basement in my house, and it's fantastic. But you're only as good as what people know. So that's the hard part.
That you can build a sustainable business or make major changes in 1 year. I'm going to go to $1 million in my first year. Yeah. Maybe you could win the lottery too. You could also get hit by a bus, about the same odds as doing that. So, you know, most people are going to completely overestimate what they can do in a year and underestimate what they can do in 10. That you can tackle only the types of projects that you like. I keep having to take the garbage out at the firm. I haven't been able to get away with it. I don't like doing it, but I'm going to take it out. If it needs to get taken out, I'm going to a client meeting, I'm going to take it out. Okay?